when they start the call, they'll do a Madam President open up. She'll kick it to Monte. He'll do a business tip, and then she'll kick it to me, and then I'll intro and lead into you.
Okay.
Gotcha, sir.
Sound like a plan.
Okay.
I got it. I'm not okay.
Right, everyone, I'm gonna give probably maybe about 2 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And it may not even be 2 more minutes.
Doesn't matter. Bottom line is I forgave because I don't care what some stupid piece of paper says.
Good morning, River Valley. This is Stephanie Quinones, your River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce president, and I'd like to welcome you to our Thursday talks. This morning, we have some great guests lined up for you. And as always, we're going to start our call off with our VP of Business Affairs, Mr. Monte Boynton, with the business tip of the day. Monte?
Good morning, River Valley. Good morning, millionaires. Not just millionaires in your mindset, but financially, but millionaires in your mindset as well. Good morning and welcome to the Thursday morning call for the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce. We're headquartered right here in Columbus, Georgia, and servicing the 16 surrounding counties. We are not doing this alone. We are part of the Georgia Coalition of Black Chambers, which connects us to other chambers throughout the entire state of Georgia. Our goal is to become the premier resource for the strengthening and development of Black-owned businesses in the River Valley region. As Mrs. Madam President said, I am the VP of Business Affairs. My name is Monte Boynton, and I'm going to bring you guys the business tip of the day. And it's about all of our favorite topics, which is money. So if you're serious about securing business funding, your financial records need to be airtight. So some lenders and investors will look at your tax filings, your profit and loss, what we like to call P&L statements, and overall bookkeeping to access your financial stability. So tax filings file on time and ensure accuracy. Any discrepancies can raise red flags and slow down your funding process. P&L statements, this is a document. You should clearly show your revenue, expenses, and net profit. It's one of the first things lenders will review to determine if your business is profitable. And also bookkeeping. A lot of our Black-owned businesses, they choose not to do bookkeeping. What we want you guys to do bookkeeping. So in order to keep clean and updated financial records, whether you use an accounting or software like QuickBooks, will organize books, makes tax season and funding applications much smoother, guys. So strong financial management isn't just about compliance. It's also about positioning your business for growth and investment. So stay ahead by keeping your numbers in check. And that has been your business tip of the day, guys. Again, it's in regards to business funding and keeping your financial records airtight. I'm going to pass it back to Madam President.
Okay, thank you so much, Monte, for that business tip of the day. We are going to move our call right along, and I'm going to turn things over to our VP of Member Engagement and Experience, Dr. Rocky Marsh. Rocky?
Thank you very much, Madam President, and good morning, everyone in River Valley. Listen, it is tax time. Have you done your taxes? Have you filed? Or do you have all your paperwork together? What's really good here to tell us what is important for that you need to know this tax season is the owner of Tolbert Financial Services, Mr. Cedric. Mr. Cedric, what's good and what do our business owners need to know? Mr. Cedric, go ahead and take yourself off mute. And let us know, what do we need to know, or our business owners need to know for this tax season?
Thank you for that introduction, my friend. The biggest thing business owners need to know is exactly what Monte said. You need to know what your numbers are. You need to know what your numbers are, what your business is doing, and you need to have a correct representation of that when you're going to your tax professional. Your tax professional needs to know exactly what you've been spending your money on, where you've been spending your money, to make sure they can do your taxes in a correct manner and reduce your liability. The biggest part of that is hopefully at some point, either before you're doing your taxes, preferably, or after right now you done your taxes, it should be some sort of tax planning going on, which everyone should do, whether you're making $100 in your business or you're making $100,000. You should be doing tax planning, which is what are you doing between the months of April and December to reduce your tax liability, and whatever tax strategies you may be able to be used. That may be changing your business structure from an LLC to a corporation to get taxed in a different way. That may be using such tax strategies such as the Augusta rule, which I'm currently doing right now, where I'm renting out my home, my personal home, to my business to get a tax deduction, or many other tax strategies that can be used throughout the year to be able to reduce your tax liabilities. That's what all business owners really need to be focused on right now, especially in this economic climate that we're in. It's a lot of uncertainties. It's a lot of things such as inflation, interest rates that are affecting businesses. So all business owners need to be acting proactively to try to reduce some of the things they can, such as their tax liabilities, to make sure they have liquid capital to utilize in other areas.
Listen, I think that's a great point. Take the time to change how you are taxed. And I think that's a very important strategic financial strategy for going forward in 2025. Listen, Cedric, we're going to definitely have to invite you back, because I think people need to hear more about those strategies, even if it's just something small as looking at how they can restructure their taxation. I think that's just going to be so much important in 2020, going forward in 2025. Listen, you did mention one thing I want to ask as a follow-up. You did mention QuickBooks, some kind of bookkeeping thing. I think as new business owners start up, they're not exactly familiar with that software program, whatnot. What's the best, and I know sometimes these answers ain't quick. What is the best thing that someone can do? Like, you know what? I want to keep good financial records. What might you offer that new business or current business owner?
What we do with most business owners, I'm going to say the first thing, pen and paper, right? Even as rudimentary as that is, Start somewhere, because most of the time as a new business owner, let's be realistic about it. Unless you don't got a trust or somebody done gave you some money, you just had money stacked up, or knocking on wood, Uncle John died. You really don't have the funds like that. So it sounds good to tell someone, hey, go get QuickBooks, which is a great tool. Go get FreshBooks or something like that. Sometimes the business owner may not be able to afford that. So Excel spreadsheet, pen and paper, because the biggest thing you really need to know, on one side of the column, it needs to be all of your income, which came in, the date you received it, how you received it, whether it was check, cash, Cash App, PayPal, whatever the case may be, and how much the amount was. And then on the other side of the column, which needs to be detailed, where's your money going? If you spent $100 today printing out brochures and flyers, you need to have that documented that day. And that's, like I said, an Excel spreadsheet. On most computers, that's a free app. So that's where we start with all our business owners, and that they progress. We put them in other systems such as QuickBooks, such as Wave, FreshBooks, Oracle. There's many of them. They all kind of do the same thing, but you got to start somewhere. And the biggest thing is, whether it's pen and paper, just start recording. As long as you're recording, you're going to be in a great shape, because the IRS will take pen and paper.
That's true. I've sat in one of those audit, and that's exactly what they did. Pen and paper, and they took notes, and then they confer later on. Listen, Cedric, hey, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Cedric, owner of Tolbert Financial Services. If you are in need or financial service and you would like some info, listen, stay online, go to the chat. Mr. Cedric, I'm going to ask if you can stay on for like maybe 2 more minutes. Sometimes I guess.
I can.
Okay. Sometimes our guests like to go into the chat and then ask questions. So if you go on mute and monitor the chat, you can go ahead and go into the chat right now and ask Mr. Cedric what questions that you might have. As he does that and monitor the chat, I'm going to move forward into our program and cover what's happening in Columbus in absence of our community affairs, and show you what some events going on. Madam President, if you mind helping me out, this is some things that's coming up here in Columbus, Georgia, this starting off this weekend. Did you know that our historic Liberty District is turning 100, the big 100, our centennial? And they are doing a kickoff this weekend with a block party. They have a series of events, but they definitely are kicking off with a block party this Saturday. So if you are available and you can stop by, come to the Historic Liberty District in front of the Historic Liberty Theater at 4 p.m., where they will kick off with the block party. Now, moving forward after that, remember, River Valley is collecting all of local Black-owned businesses to do our inaugural Black-owned business directory. That's right. One-stop shop for all Black-owned businesses that in our local area, Phoenix City, Fort Benning, Columbus, Georgia, and surrounding areas. It is called the River Valley Black Business Directory, and you can access that on our Eventbrite that is located at River Valley BOB 2025.eventbrite.com. Madam President, I think is going to put up the flyers as I mention these. And then let me see, that is our Black Business Direct, and we will be publishing those on Juneteenth. So make sure that you are following our Facebook page, our Eventbrite, and you join us on June the 19th at the Civic Center for our Juneteenth mixer. Now, in the month of May, for those who did not make our last mixer, we had an absolute amazing time at the Columbus Airport, thanks to Mrs. Dolores D. Marsh, Airport Commissioner. So thank her and the Flightways for hosting our last mixer. If you missed our last mixer and you're interested in attending, we will be at the Columbus Main Library on Thursday, May the 1st from 5:30 to 7:30, where we have a great speaker talking about banking, of course, and finances. And then last but not least, it is college season for our high school seniors. They are getting ready to graduate. They are looking for scholarship, and they are also looking for community service. So if you have some youth or your organization is looking for a volunteer opportunity, we have the event for you on April the 26th, our treasurer for the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Ashley Rodriguez, will be hosting her quarterly Throw It in the Bag. Throw It in the Bag. And she will be our special guest on our next Thursday Talks. And we hope to see you there. My name is Dr. Rocky Marsh. This has been your interview for our membership engagement. Now kick it back to Madam President.
I got a lot of buttons I'm pressing over here, so bear with me, everyone. I also like to promote an event that I have going on as well. See if I can bring this flyer up. The Junior League of Columbus will be hosting a fitness fundraiser, and this fitness fundraiser is going to benefit local diaper bank. For those of you who are not familiar with it, as I was not, the Junior League has a bank where they collect diapers for those in the community that cannot afford it. Diapers are expensive. I know 21 years ago when I was purchasing them for my son, they were expensive. So for those who might be in lower income families, they can go to the diaper bank and get diapers, and they run from sizes preemie to the pull-ups. So we will be having a fitness fundraiser on April 12th from 10 to 12 at Peachtree Mall. There will be 3 different classes for all levels of fitness. The price of admission is a package of diapers. And in the event that you cannot make the event on April 12th, you can scan that QR code and it will give you drop-off locations. So there are several local gyms that have a box set up for you to actually be able to go by and drop off diapers there. I know all of the Planet Fitness is in the area on Mildred Road, the one on Manchester Expressway, and in Phoenix City. Soul Society has a box set up. LDJ Fitness has one set up as well. Burn Boot Camp on Whittlesley and Transformation Fitness has a box as well. So you can visit any of those locations and drop off diapers. Again, we'd love to have you at the event from 10 to 12, 3 different classes. Myself and another instructor will be doing classes. The price of admission, again, is a package of diapers. So if you'd like some additional information about that, you can send messages in the chat, or you can direct message me as well for additional information. I'm very excited about this. Again, I had no idea that there was a diaper bank locally where people can go if they can't afford diapers to pick them up. So I'm very excited about participating in this and donating my other skill set aside from leadership and all the other myriad of things I do. So very excited about that. Also, I wanted to co-sign what Dr. Rocky said about the mixer that we had. It was very informative, very empowering as well. If you missed the call, the last Thursday call we had in the month of April, Mrs. Marsh was the guest then, and she was our speaker at the mixer, as Dr. Marsh advised. She's just phenomenal, and she spoke on, women in business supporting each other, not just in business, but in life. And it was just very inspiring to have her speaking. Also, I want to co-sign Mr. Tolbert. He is me and my husband's personal tax person, accountant, and can't go wrong with him. Very down to earth, and gives us a lot of information about, and he mentioned about using your house, renting your house space as to your business. So that is something that we took advantage of. So I'm co-signing him as a tax person. Wouldn't steer you wrong. I'm not going to send it to anybody that's not legit. So I think Monte actually brought him on to a workshop that we did about a little over a year ago. And that's how I met him through that. So thank you, Monte, and thank you, Mr. Tolbert, for being who you are as a professional. With that being said, I think we are coming to a close for our call. Thank you guys so much for joining. And if you know anyone that would benefit from this information that was provided, please send them over to our YouTube channel. We are listed under River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce on YouTube, and they can go back and watch this full video, get all this information. If you can't remember exactly what was said, they can go back and watch it. If you need a refresher on what was said, you can also go back and watch this fully on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Again, make sure you get your information in to be in the Black owned business directory. Also, make sure that you are following us on your social media platforms on Facebook and on Instagram. Again, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and you guys have a great and prosperous day. All right.